pretty good general question here. So, uh, Mike and Gianni, what are some good minimum security items or security systems that you would suggest that every company has?
Sure. I'll go ahead and start this one. So for minimum security systems, obviously, you have your traditional protections in place. That would be antivirus, spam filtering, and obviously a robust password policy. One of the new standards we're seeing, though, over the last few years is MFA, or multi-form factor authentication. That's kind of been a default now for a long time that it be implemented. And also that has undergone some changes where we've fine-tuned it a bit, where at first it was acceptable to have, a text message notification or just the pop-up. But now we've been stricter in that, where there's the notifications on your device, as well as entering a confirming PIN as well with that MFA. As you know, systems get tested every day, and they try to find new ways to get past them. So even though MFA is a standard, it's still ever evolving.
So I guess where do we get like security standards and how to like best update these for a company?
Sure. So there are many organizations and regulatory agencies and such that provide all sorts of security framework. The big one that out there that is most widely used, and that Fairdinkum uses, is NIST. So it's something you want to just kind of have your IT team just keep their ear to the wall on any updates they have, because obviously as security is changing, so are kind of the security standards that go along with them. It's something you definitely want to discuss with your MSP or your internal IT team. Just kind of get an understanding of all the various frameworks. But if you're not aware of which one to go with, like I said, NIST is definitely a good place to start, and you probably just use that long term.
Yeah, and also for any kind of financial firms, obviously the regulatory agencies that they're under provides guidance as well. So a lot of times they'll be very similar to NIST, but they might have their specialized requirements. And so at Fairdinkum, we keep track of that variety of information that's out there. And I think
I was going to say this one is one of those ones where it's kind of just always ever evolving too, right? Because we even have those, Johnny, you'd mentioned in the beginning about MFA, multi-factor authentication. That just used to be a standard that was great and fine by itself. But it turns out that's vulnerable to certain attacks like SIM card swapping, people being able to like grab texts from others, or just kind of social engineer to get those certain pins that go to people's phones. So even like getting up to date with those standards or those like attacks helps in education for everyone essentially.
Yeah, and standards in general are, need to be tweaked as well. For example, NIST, as Mike mentioned, is one of the bigger standards that are followed, or frameworks. And Fairdinkum, after reviewing, NIST standards, their password policies are on the lower side. I believe, just off the top of my head, I think it's 8 characters with complexity. And then, from our real world experience, we see that's really not enough. We advise on, I believe it's 12 characters currently, just to increase that security. So those really should be used as just a framework, and then each specific organization should tune those to their direct needs or what they're dealing with as far as personal information that they're keeping, or if they're a retail store and they have financial information from their customers. Those standards kind of need to be tweaked to enhance it for their individual situations.
Definitely. It's basically right answering or asking the question about like, hey, what can I do? And then hopefully getting some educated answers back to kind of help you with that too.
Mm-hmm.